USA's first group stage game is Sunday morning against France, but some teammates are already bickering, it appears. Kevin Durant tweeted at Bam Adebayo after Katie got upset at his teammate for taking the ball after Katie made a basket during shoot-around. So this is what Katie tweeted. Dog see me knock down the corner three and proceeds to work on his ball handling with the ball I green bean with. Bro, gotta learn some respect. In less than 30 minutes, Bam responded, quote, "Stop lying, Katie. You saw Damian Lillard take your rock. You just tried to little bro me," followed by the middle finger emoji. Shannon,
whoa.
Is this a bad sign for Team USA on the verge of their first game? Should I be worried about this?
Skip, I'm exactly where I am before. I expect them to win the gold medal, although I don't believe they should be overwhelming or prohibitive favorites. A lot of things can happen. The days of us just showing up like we did 92, 96, 2000 and winning and just whitewashing everybody's script. I believe those days are over. The world is catching up. More players from overseas are playing, and they're not just being role players, the fifth, the sixth, seventh guy on the bench. They're being major contributors. Luka Doncic is a bona fide superstar. Jokic is a superstar. Now, Giannis is not playing, but Giannis is a superstar. And a lot of these teams have multiple guys that play, whereas before in 92, I think Tony Kukoc might have been the only guy, Skip, that was in the NBA at the time. Maybe Sabonis. So, but for me, Skip, look, it seemed like, I mean, maybe they were joking, but it seemed pretty petty and pretty senseless. Now, I don't know basketball protocol. I guess if you shoot it, you make it. They just give you the ball. They just keep feeding it to you until you miss it. But I don't really think it was that big about it. And what made it bigger is that once people started commenting, KD responded back, which is, again, I'm like, I don't know what to make of this, Skip, but to answer Jenny's question, I'm right where I was. I expect them to win the gold medal, but it's not like, hey, I'm plunking down 50 grand saying I know they're going to win. Nah, I'm not there. But it seems pretty petty to me that even if I'm joking, I'm going to joke about something like this.
I'm going to say this again about Kevin Durant. He has become the most fascinating figure in all of sports to me, sometimes for the wrong reasons. LeBron, to me, is still the most interesting man in sports. But when I talk about edge, when I talk about fascination, edge of seat, highly debatable, what are you doing, Kevin? It's this man. I still say he's the best player on the planet, and he has become the most fascinating because this is some weird stuff going on. On the verge of your first big game, and it's against France, who's a viable competitor. You know, they pose some threat. They're, right. What are they, 17 to 1 to win it all. We're 1 to 5, so we are a prohibitive favorite. But France has got NBA players, Stifle Tower, Batum, you know the rest.
Yes.
Fournier. And yet, what is this? This is the captain of the team. This is the best player on the team.
Yes.
Picking a fight that did not need to be picked on the eve of, almost the eve of this game. It's going to be played very early Sunday morning, LA time. It's like at 5 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. But, okay, what's the protocol? Well, they're having a photo shoot, so they can only shoot on half the court.
Right.
And it's just shooting around.
Right.
And he's got some pet ball that he's found in the mix that he likes. It's feeling good coming off his hand. So he's made 3 or 4 corner threes in a row. And you can't tell off the video exactly what happens because I'm not sure where the ball bounced to, but somebody else decided to take his bad ball and dribble it to the perimeter and shoot it himself.
That was Bam.
Okay, well, he's saying it was Dame, and you can't really tell where the ball goes because it cuts, the video cuts.
Exactly.
So you can't be definitive about who got it. But let's say Bam did take the ball and dribble it out and shoot it. It is not the end of the world, and there's no protocol for that. There's no unwritten rule about that. It's Kevin, classically. This is Jordan-esque. You know and I know what he does. He picks fights that aren't even fights.
Right.
And all of a sudden, he decided to pick one with a younger teammate. And not only did he pick it, what's the locker room? What's the oldest locker room cliche? What happens here stays here, right? Well, if you have a little petty beef with a teammate, at least let it stay in the locker room.
Right.
He takes it to Twitter.
Right.
And just blasts. And to Bam's credit, he says, you're not going to little bro me. I'm coming right back at you hard. And I don't know if they're both chuckling to each other, like they're not taking it that seriously.
It might have been joking at the time. I mean, now.
Yeah,
but
now.
here's the thing. Kevin Durant went up under there and he thought about it. Hold up. I made the shot. He's supposed to give me the ball. So he walks back to the court like, bruh. Because if it wasn't a big deal, Skip, if it wasn't a big deal, but here's the thing. I'm glad cameras was there. Because if some reporter had reported this happened, Kevin Durant say, y'all just trying to make a story out of nothing. Yeah, that didn't even happen like that. So I'm glad the cameras was there to catch him acting like this. Because he shoots the ball, and he's walking back, but he thinks about it. Hold on. I made that. He's supposed to kick the ball back out to me.
Okay.
And he comes back out and he has the ball, Skip. He has the ball in his hands. He's about to shoot and he thinks about it. It's like, hey, I green bean that one. Hey, let me get that. He's like, Dame got. She said, Dame got your ball. He's like, that's the. I guess they say it's the girl. It's the female version of the ball. He's like, it was that ball. Bam looking at him like, bro, Dame got your ball.
Yeah. And he winds up having to shoot the middle finger back at him on Twitter. And I appreciate Bam standing up like, you're not going to little bro me. But I'm going to say it again. This is classic Jordan-esque behavior. What did Michael Jordan constantly do throughout his career? He picked fights that didn't exist.
Right.
He fictionalized beefs just to motivate himself. Well, Kevin's got, I'm not saying Kevin's Michael Jordan, but he is the best player we have today. And he is extraordinary when he shoots the ball. And he will be the reason that they dominate in these Olympics. And yet, he needs something. He needs to fabricate something to fuel him.
Right.
Whether it's with Michael Rappaport, like it's like out of nowhere, it's all of a sudden he just explodes on somebody, and he exploded on Bam.
Right.
Well, he's your teammate, and it's going to require that for you to get charged up for this. Yep.
So be it. Skip, but he tweeted, he said, y'all just really obsessed with what motivates and desires, what my motives and desires are. KD, you made the spectacle by taking to social media.
Okay, but he loves this because now it's a war.
But Skip,
it's on.
Skip, I don't know if anybody cares about what KD desires and what motivates him. I don't think. They think he's a phenomenal basketball player, and that's what they want. You made this bigger than what it was by taking it to social media. If it was just there, and you don't comment, and they're like, man, look at KD. Okay, fine, boom, it's over with. But once you take it to social media, what do you expect?
What would you do if you're his teammate? You wouldn't be happy about this.
I'd just be like, man, I'm like, KD, bro, it ain't that serious.
Well, it's not, but he made it. He made it an international war, right?
But Skip, maybe it's an unwritten rule that we don't know about.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, it's a thing, like.
Because you see a lot of times, Skip, a lot of times you see when they're shooting around, warming up for the game, the guy hit the shot, the ball boy chase the ball and give it back to him.
It's your ball that you picked.
But Bam said, hell, I ain't no ball boy. I'm 6'10". I ain't no ball boy.
And I don't think it was that formal because I think they're waiting for photo ops, that you could see the big cameras set up, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in the end, who was the most ridiculed player, I think, in the history of this league after he chose to leave Oklahoma City and join forces with the dynastic Golden State?
KD.
It was KD. And we were there at that 2017 finals, and I thought he had the weight of the NBA world on his skinny little slender shoulders, right? And he rose, and he shone. And in Game 3 in LeBron's house, he made the shot of shots. He actually made two of them, but he made the second one right in LeBron's grill, that pull-up three.
Right.
And he was the MVP. And he turned right around, did it again next year, and he's the MVP. So he thrives on this.
Right.
He loves to be in the vortex of this, in the spotlight, social media to come down on him. How dare you? How can you do this to your teammate? And he's like, okay, I'm ready to go. Here we go.
Well, you might need to tell that with Bam that you were joking. Because Bam be like, hey, bro, you ain't finna big bro me. I ain't chasing no ball for you, get you no ball. You go get your own ball.
Okay.
Because Bam said, hey, I went and got it.
What was happening constantly in Golden State? Kevin was at war with somebody. It was Draymond or it was quietly with Steph. And Steph's aura and how big he was in the in the Golden State, family.
I didn't think it was Skip, I didn't know. I mean, I mean, I saw it yesterday morning when we was on the air, but I didn't think it was a big deal. I was like, okay, I had no idea it was going to go this far right.
Kevin, hadn't he done this consistently?
I was like, is it that big of a deal that you posted screenshots of a can't take a joke song?
Yeah. What happened with our guy, Michael Rappaport? He's going back and forth, and it's good-natured banter, he thought. Right. And all of a sudden, it went wrong, man. It went way wrong. And we end up having Michael on, and he's just like, he's shell-shocked over it.
So I guess not, Bam. Here's the thing.
Yep.
KD is the senior statesman on the Olympic team. If he green beans a ball, just feed it back to him.
Leave him be.
No, just feed it to him.
I got it. So I'm with you, except I'm going to remind you, after the losses to Nigeria and Australia in the first two exhibitions in Las Vegas, you were down on this team, and you had skepticism about their chances of winning it all. But then you saw them bounce back. And you saw Argentina, and you saw Spain, and Spain's the second favorite at 9-1. Okay. And listen, in the second half, they shot him right out of the gym.
Yeah, Pop said that he's been preparing for France for 2 years.
Thinking about it every day.
Hold on, France? I understand France beat them last up with 2019. I get that. France. I mean, that's what's on our minds, Skip.
Okay.
Okay, French fries, maybe crepes or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, they're the fourth favorite. So are you threatened?
I mean.